Okay, welcome back to another episode of Girl Wyd Cooking. Now, this is my first solo episode of season 3. It's my first solo episode since my rebrand, and it's the first episode of Girl Wyd Cooking in a long time. Okay, so y'all are in for a treat, literally. So we're just gonna get straight into it. I am gonna tell y'all what I'm making. I know everything looks good, it looks amazing. I'm just super excited. So first, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I wanted to do this episode. So obviously this is the second official episode of Girl Wyd Cooking, but I decided to go solo because I've been doing a lot of interviews lately. Your girl has been busy, and I'm just like, you know what? I haven't even talked to these people since my rebrand. I haven't even told them where my head at, how I'm feeling. I haven't reintroduced myself. Like, it's a new Girl Wyd and it's a new Jada Waiter. So yeah, I just want to let y'all get to know me a little bit more. I know I have a lot of new people here, so I did a little bit of Q&A on Instagram, and y'all asked some really good questions, so we are gonna get into that soon as well. Now, y'all know I'm a bartender, okay? I know the food looking good over here, but we got drinks over here. So before we get to cooking, we gonna make us a little something to sip, okay? So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make the drink while I kind of start on the Q&A, and hopefully I can multitask enough to make it work. So we're gonna do our best. Then if I get distracted, y'all just gonna have to bear with me because it's harder than it looks. So okay, let me talk about what I'm gonna be making and how the drink kind of flows with it. So I'm gonna be making, I don't know if y'all saw the video, but not so long ago I went to Salmon market and I got this Italian herb pasta, and I was like, you know, stay tuned for the next episode of Girl Wyd Cooking because y'all will be seeing this, and I did not lie, okay? So I got this Italian herb pasta from Salmon market that I've been so excited to try. And so honestly, I don't necessarily, if you know me, you know I literally don't cook with recipes. I just be freestyling. So I'm gonna make a pasta with salmon on it because the pasta is already so well seasoned. I'm gonna do a butter sauce with some spinach and some what are these, sun-dried tomatoes. Everything else from Trader Joe's, by the way. Shout out Trader Joe's. But yeah, I'm gonna do a nice butter sauce pasta with spinach and tomatoes with the salmon on top, and a cream sauce with the salmon, right? And so and some garlic bread, of course, right? Okay, cool. Now, since the meal is Italian, it's only right to make a spritz, okay? But this is gonna be a Jada spritz. It might be like a little ghetto spritz, but it's a spritz nonetheless. So let's make a little drink so we can get to cooking. I am gonna start boiling my water for the pasta though, because I just want to get that going. So yeah, and if you know me, I genuinely, me doing a cooking show isn't just for no reason. This is so up my alley. I love to cook, I love to be in the kitchen, I love to bartend, love to make drinks. So as you can see, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, first let me get a pot of water going so I can boil it. Then we're gonna make our drink. I hope that water is not overly loud, but hey, this thing kind of in a way, but it's cool. We gonna act like it's not there. Let me find y'all Q&A questions, cause y'all did y'all thing, okay? Some of y'all asked me some questions. I was like, oh, I haven't thought about that in a minute, but I'm gonna answer them. Let me see. All right, yes, we're gonna get into this Q&A. I'm so excited. Okay, that should be enough water. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on the stove. Boom, water boiling. Step 1 is done, okay? So back to the drink. I said it's gonna be a spritz, but a little ghetto, because yes, I'm using Prosecco, which is what's gonna make it a spritz. You know, I got my Trader Joe's Prosecco here. I don't know if y'all can see. I got my Trader Joe's Prosecco. I got my Sicilian lime juice, again Italian. We want Italian for the vibes today. A little bit of strawberry puree, but here's the Jada part. We also have some reposado tequila. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to shake a little bit of maybe an ounce maybe an ounce of the reposado, the lime juice, and the strawberry puree in here. Shake it over ice, and then pour it over ice, whatever. And then I'm gonna top it with Prosecco. Mind you, I made this up, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. But hey, like I said, if you know, you know. I'm a bartender for real, so this is for real, not for fake. Okay, so I have a little bit of ice in here, and we're gonna go and get to it. No, I'm not measuring. Would I be me if I did? Oh, I'm supposed to be doing, y'all, I'm so excited. Q&A. The first question I'm gonna be answering of the Q&A, okay? Let me get my phone set up because I'm supposed to be recording this. Okay, back to it again. The first Q&A question: how am I navigating post-grad life? Honestly, I've been having a ball these days, only because all I do is work. Working leads to money, and so money's good. But honestly, at first it was like, I will say the first 6 months post-grad was like almost nerve-wracking, because like comparison is a killer. Like, you see all of your peers, what they're doing, and it's just like, it's hard to kind of find your place. And with me personally, like I said, y'all, I was gonna struggle multitasking. But yeah, as far as navigating post-grad life, I feel like now I'm doing a great job. Like, I'm really vibing, I'm happy, I'm living. But those first 6 months post-grad, I don't want to say they were depressing, but it was just like, who am I? What am I doing with my life? Where am I going? What should I be doing? This person's doing that, they're doing that, I'm doing, like, it was literally the most overwhelming thing ever. But I feel like the more time goes on, the more I'm like realizing that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in my life right now. And honestly, like, I've been having a good time, you know. Yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, it's going, and I just have faith that when, you know, everything's, I will say when my time is gonna come, it's coming. But hey, if you ask me, it's already my time. So hey, how's post-grad life navigating me? All right. The next question I'll be answering for the Q&A is, do I want to move out of St. Louis soon? Absolutely. Okay, when I say I have 2 jobs, all I do is work. I work today, I work yesterday, I work tomorrow. Like, all I do is work, okay? So the goal is definitely, to move out of St. Louis. I think I'm just taking my time, as I should. You know, at first I had this idea in my head, and it's like, okay, as soon as I graduate, I'm gonna move to this place and do this and do this. But like, it's okay to, first of all, come home and save some money first. Okay, I feel like sometimes we be too ahead of ourselves. Like, sit down, save up, pay some things off, whatever the case may be, and then, you know, go after all of those things, or whatever the case is. But yeah, to answer that question, I absolutely will be moving out of St. Louis soon. Where I'll be moving, I won't tell y'all, but y'all can stay tuned and you will find out sooner than later, okay? Okay, this Q&A question says, if you could bring back one thing from childhood, what would it be? Not having to worry about finances, not having no bills, playing outside with your friends, not worried about going to work. Yeah, I told y'all multitasking was gonna be hard. Look at me, I'm over here. Anyway, where do I see myself in the next 2 to 3 years? First off, that's a really good question, and I feel like I think about that all the time. And I feel like that's hard to answer, because 2 to 3 years ago, if you asked me where would I see myself now, I wouldn't have said anything remotely close to what I'm doing right now. But I'm satisfied and happy with what I'm doing. So honestly, in the next 2 to 3 years, I mean, who knows? I definitely see myself in another city again. I definitely will be in another city. That's really within 1 year, but 3 years, I just see myself flourishing. I see myself being happy and healthy and wealthy, just on my way to success. How old will I be in 3 years? Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Oh, I'm gonna be, oh my God. But no, I'm gonna be old in 2 to 3 years. I don't know where I see myself. Hopefully I'm doing something, settling down, living life, making money, live, love, laugh. That's what I'm gonna be doing in 2 to 3 years. Living, loving, and laughing. Okay. This is a really good question, and it's kind of deep. Also, our drink is, oh, look at that. Like, stop playing. Look at that. Look at it. Like, our drink is really coming along. Oh, this is a really good question. It says, what character traits did you have to let go of to become who you are now? That's deep, first of all. Character traits I had to let go of to become who I am now. I think one huge thing, and I think everybody can kind of attest to this, is comparison. Your life isn't, it's yours, you know, like you can't look at somebody else's life or somebody else's path and be like, oh, they're doing this and I'm only doing this, or whatever the case may be. Especially when it comes back to the topic of life post-grad, you literally cannot compare yourself to other people. So to be where I am now, I had to stop comparing myself and just truly believe that I can absolutely 1,000 billion trillion % do anything that I put my mind to, and so can the next person. And if, you know, someone chooses not to believe in you, then so be it. You can prove them wrong or not, who cares? But yeah, I think those are some things I had to let go of, just to like not compare yourself and just have faith that you can literally be whoever you want to be. If I want to wake up tomorrow and be a completely different person and do something else, I'm gonna do that, and I can, because it's my life. You only live once. So yeah. Okay, we got 2 more Q&A questions because I'm moving slow. I'm making this drink. My water is boiling though, so we're gonna get our pasta going soon. But yeah, who would I like to collaborate with? I love this question because well, first off, I want to collaborate with so many different podcasters, and I already have. Shout out to you if you're watching this. But yeah, like, I want to collaborate with so many different people, so many different podcasters, influencers. Like, I've collaborated, you know, now that I think about it, I've collaborated with more people than I like thought of initially. So, you know, I want to collaborate with anybody who wants to collaborate with me, anybody who sees what I'm doing and wants to be a part of it, and vice versa. But I will say, my dream interviewee, I do have a dream interviewee, and that is Miss Issa Rae. Okay, now if you know me, don't be looking at me too hard, John. You're gonna make me nervous. Now, if you know me, you know I love Issa Rae. Bow. Well, like, what are we really talking about? Like, what? Hold on. Now, before we go to that question, we're gonna do a little taste test, okay? Anyway, do I need to take a picture of this? I'm gonna make another one. My water's boiling. Let me wrap this up. Anyway, my dream interview is Issa Rae because I love her. I love Insecure. She's so creative. I love the way she thinks and the way she executes, like, her creativity in ways that are hilarious. Like, Insecure is so funny and so relatable, and I just love that about her. So yeah, she's definitely my dream interviewee. Last question: what made me want to start a podcast? I'm gonna answer this a little briefly because I've talked about this in past episodes, but obviously I feel like everybody knows this now. I went to school for journalism, and I ended up, you know, going towards entertainment, whatever. My dream job was to be a red carpet interviewer, and I'm like, you know what, in order to prove to people that I can be in front of your camera interviewing and talking to people, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm not gonna wait for somebody else to give me the opportunity. I'm gonna create the opportunity for myself. So I did, and here we are. Girl Wyd has come about. And I always used to say, oh, once I graduate and like have my degree, I'm gonna start a podcast. And one day I was talking to one of my friends. She was like, you don't have to wait. And I was like, you're right, I don't have to wait. So I spent like 6 months planning and coming up with the concepts for Girl Wyd. And then it came to life. And so now, like, people ask me, what's your dream job? What's your dream job? This is my dream job. Girl Wyd is my dream job. Just on a different level, obviously. I don't want it to look the same today as it will yesterday. It doesn't look the same today as it did. Oh, wait. I don't want to look y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't want it to look the same today as it did yesterday. and it won't look the same tomorrow as it does today. Boom, that's what I was trying to say. And the Q&A is over. We finna throw this pasta in the water and we gonna get to it, okay? Okay, so now that I was looking over there because I had to record my Q&A. So I hope y'all didn't feel left out. I'm sorry, I'm back to you though. So we have our little drink to sip on. So now we can actually start cooking. I'm about to throw my pasta in the water and kind of get to the first topic. I did the Q&A as the intro. You know, I talked about me a little bit. Starting off, I'm going to talk about why I felt called to do a rebrand. So, oh my gosh, I received this message a few days ago while I was listening to a podcast, and I feel like it kind of explains, ironically, I was listening to Sarah Jakes Roberts' podcast, Woman Evolve, and I feel like it kind of, I'm struggling. I feel like it explained my reasoning like a little bit perfectly. So she had a guest, and her guest was saying how, you know, if you want to be the best at something, you literally have to be the best. You have to be exceptional. You can't have 3 days of, you know, effort a week and expect for that to, hold on, this pasta is long AF. Do y'all break y'all pasta in half? Like y'all can answer. Do y'all break y'all pasta in half or you just put it in there? Oh, it's gonna, oh, okay. It's doing its thing. But yeah, she was saying if you want to be the best at something, you genuinely have to be the best. You can't sit up and be mediocre. And I just think to myself like, wow, I don't want to be mediocre. Like, in what ways can I elevate my platform to make it better? Like, I literally want to be better than myself every single day. Okay, the pasta's boiling. But yeah, then I realized like I'm my own competition. I'm my own biggest critic. Oh, this pasta, I wish y'all could smell this pasta through the screen right now, because when I tell you, I don't even want to put no food on it. I just want to eat it by itself. Wow. But yeah, like once I realized I'm my own competition, I'm my own biggest critic, and I literally just want to be better than I was yesterday, and I want to be the best, okay? I want people to look at my podcast and be like, wow, she knows what she's doing, she cares about this, and she's great at it. Like, that's really what I want. So I just took some time to step back and reevaluate and say like, okay, how can I make this the best, you know? Like, how can I make it the best? So that's really why I wanted to rebrand. I don't know, I just wanted more for myself. And I feel like a lot of times people can doubt me, which is fine. Like, I don't take it any kind of way, but I find myself like hesitant to talk to mostly adults. When it comes to people my age and my generation, I feel like they understand me more. But when it comes to adults, a lot of grown-ups don't understand when you literally like have a dream and you're going for it, because other generations prior to ours wasn't necessarily raised like that. They weren't raised to go for their dreams. They were raised to go to school and do this and start a family, whatever. They weren't raised like the statistics saying that the age women are having children is getting pushed back more year after year. Like, yes, because we're more ambitious to go for the things we want to do and wait before we, you know, put our all towards someone else. So I find myself hesitant like talking to adults about my career and my dreams, because I feel like I just get put down a lot, almost, in a sense. So I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, anywho, now let's get to the cooking part. I'm doing a lot of talking. I told y'all it might be hard for me to multitask, and that's what's happening. So my pasta is boiling. I'm gonna let it boil for about 10 minutes and I'm gonna check on it. It's 9:05, I'm gonna check on it I'll mess with it at 9:10. So now let's see what I want to do first. I think I'm gonna make the salmon last, just because I don't know, it's salmon. It only takes 8 minutes to cook, what if that. So I think right now let's see how long this takes to cook. 12 to 15 minutes. I'll put this in the oven when I cook the salmon. So I think right now I'm gonna make the sauce for the pasta. And like I said, I'm gonna do a butter sauce because it's already so flavorful. I really don't want to take away from the pasta's the star of the show, okay? So I don't want to take away from the flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this butter sauce. Once again, y'all, I don't use recipes. Please don't ask me for it. Please, I don't know. I don't got it. I don't got one. I make stuff and I try to remake it again and can't, because I don't have recipes. So literally every time I'm in the kitchen, it's a freestyle. I'm gonna do this unsalted butter because I want to sauce it to my liking. Then I'm going to do a little bit of, this is like a cheese mixture. It's Parmesan, please don't let me say this wrong. Shaved Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheese. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of that in there. This is mainly for the sauce that I'm gonna put on the salmon, but I do just want to give this some flavor. And then of course, like I said, I'm gonna do the sun-dried tomatoes and spinach. So we're gonna start off with the butter and see what it's talking about. See what it's talking about. Oh, and I might do some lemon juice too, depending on how I'm feeling. Should I do it? I'm gonna put the whole stick in there. Genuinely, let me make sure my mic's still on. It's genuinely really hard to talk and cook. Really hard to talk and cook because when I be in the kitchen, I be shutting up, okay? I don't be saying nothing. I be, okay, don't even talk to me. Don't even come near me. I do want to talk a little bit about like what nobody actually tells you about starting a podcast. I feel like we live in a generation where starting a podcast became a trend for a little bit. Lots of people did it, but I was watching Poor Minds. You know me. You know I love me some Poor Minds. I was watching Poor Minds and they were saying like, whatever, I'm not gonna say the number because I don't want to get it right, but a very, very high percentage of podcasts don't make it past the second episode. I'm on my 3rd season, boo. This is season 3. And we got a cooking show spinoff. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we're not in the same box. But yeah, honestly, it's hard. And when I tell you, I'm on season 3. My entire season 1 was solo episodes. Do you know how hard it is to sit and talk to the camera by yourself for 20-30 minutes? It's so and you have to just keep talking. You have to bounce from topic to topic. Like, it's so hard and it's so difficult. And I will be honest, my season 1 does make me cringe when I go back and watch it, but I would never delete it because it's part of my journey and it just shows me how much I've grown. And yeah, like I did a lot of inspirational topics my first season. So like I did enjoy that. Oh, let's see what my pasta's talking about. It's still a little tough, so we gonna let it keep cooking. It's so hard to sit up and talk to the camera by yourself, and I genuinely, then it's hard for me to do interviews too. I absolutely love what I do. I love doing interviews, but it's hard to get up and do something when like I be burnt out. Like I said, I work a lot. I be burnt out really often. And I really, really wish I could drop more. Right now, I drop once a month. I want to drop more so bad. But it's like, I be burnt out when I'm dropping once a month. What I'm going to do dropping once a week? Girl, what you doing? You know? So, yeah, starting a podcast is not easy. But literally, if there's anybody who wants to do it and like you pay attention to me in any way, shape, or form, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfectionist, but I can help you. I'm signed to Alive Podcast Network. Shout out Alive. If you're enjoying this episode of Girl What You Doing, then I'm sure you'll enjoy similar content in the Alive Podcast app. You will have access to over 100 other Black posted podcasts, and you'll be able to support Girl What You Doing. So if you haven't downloaded the Alive Podcast app, then girl, what you doing? But yeah, I'm signed to a podcast network. So literally, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfectionist. But if you're watching me and you're like, wow, I want to start a podcast, I like what she's doing, whatever, let me know. Message me. I will help you. My DMs are literally open on Girl What You Doing. Don't message my main page. You'll never get a response. But on Girl What You Doing, my DMs are literally open. Like, you can, you know, message me. Say whatever. I'm so nice. Okay, so this butter is melted. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. This is what I meant when I said I'd be freestyling. So let's hope this work out. But if it don't, I got more butter. I don't know if this pasta is supposed to be kind of tough or if I'm tripping. I'm gonna have to bite it. That's what you gotta do. Ooh, it's hot. Hot. Hot! That's hot. That's hot. Okay. Bow. Hold on. Look her. Ice good AF. We're about to, you know what we about to do? We about to look up how people be making butter sauce. Garlic cloves. I have those. I know that's right. I shouldn't have put the cream in there, but you know, it is what it is. It ain't biz or it is. How do I open this? Okay. This give me like vampire vibes. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me think about vampires. That's weird. Let me shut up. Sorry, y'all. I could have kept that to myself. Okay. But yeah, I do want to talk a little bit more about like just personal and career growth, like post-grad, because you know, that's kind of what I want this episode to be about. Just like me, my life post-grad and what I'm doing and where I'm going. So honestly, I always dreamed that, well, I'll start by saying this. I worked so hard all 4 years of college so that once I graduated, I had a resume that I felt like people shouldn't turn down. That was my goal. And I felt like I achieved that. So once I graduated and I didn't get a job in my field, I was like really, really discouraged. And like to see other people getting jobs and flourishing, it was difficult. And so like the first 6 months post-grad, I will say like I was kind of sad. And like I'm transparent. I bartend full time and I absolutely love it. And like I'm living. I'm cool. I'm good. I got my wants and my needs. Okay. But I just really had a hard time accepting it for a while. But then I realized I don't even want a 9-to-5. If I'm being honest with you, I love the freedom. Well, I'm not that free because I work so much. But I love the freedom. I love the schedule. I like to go sit in the grass on a Tuesday morning and look at the clouds and make them out to be butterflies and rabbits. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like to do. So I'm almost like happy and thankful that I'm not necessarily restricted to the whole 9-to-5 schedule. And no shade to anybody with it. Kudos to you. You doing it big. I love your life, literally. But part of me is almost like happy that I'm not restricted to that lifestyle in a sense, because I just know that I'm built for something more. For example, I'm here doing this right now, working on my passions and my crafts. I wouldn't be able to do this if I had a 9-to-5. So although like it was hard for me to kind of accept the fact that I didn't get a job straight out of college, I started to realize why later down the line. But in the moment, it was difficult for me to accept, because I was like, wow, I've literally worked so hard all my life. I had a college degree when I graduated high school. Like, it was kind of like, wow, all of that work for what? And like, I do have to admit, the job market is trash right now. But this is a lot of pasta. But yeah, I just had to accept certain things. But I'm happy. Hey, somebody could offer me a 9-to-5 today. I might say no tomorrow. Depending on how much they pay, you know. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm satisfied with where I'm at in life. And I believe that, you know, if it's meant to happen, it will. And if it's not, I have a plan for myself. I'm working. You know, one day, I don't dream of having a 9-to-5. Like I said, Girl, What You Doing is my dream job. This is my dream job. I want it to look differently in the future, but this is what I want to do. So, and I'm thankful to be here, to be doing it. Okay, we got to get this butter sauce together, y'all. We got to get this butter sauce together. So we're going to throw this little bit of cheese in there. so we can see what it's talking about. Wow, they have scissors on here. Why would I use some scissors to open some cheese? That's so extra. They do that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. We're not gonna do too much. Let me stop. We're gonna throw the spinach in there and get it sauteing, because I love me some spinach. And then we're also gonna put these sun-dried tomatoes in there. Oh, there we go. Oh, 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 oh. Who's gonna watch this full episode? You know what? If you're still watching right now, hey, kudos to you, because this is a long episode, okay? Now I'm gonna make the cream for the salmon. That pasta just stressed me out. Like I said, I don't use recipes, but we just in here. This cream sauce for the salmon is pretty much gonna be the same as the one for the pasta, except instead of being butter based, it's just gonna be cream based. Same thing. So some things that are no longer in my recipe for life are habits that I've outgrown. I forgot the oven's preheated. I'm not even about to use that. Are just general habits that I've outgrown. I feel like when you outgrow something, the worst thing you could do is like go back to it, whether that's like habits, people, whatever the case may be. Once you outgrow something, let yourself outgrow it. Don't go back to those things. You know what I mean? So I would say something that's no longer my recipe for life is habits that I've outgrown. Just things that no longer fit. If something isn't making sense the way that it used to, it's just not for you anymore. Like, you literally grow and move on from so many things. Like, there's going to be things that maybe you want right now and you'll get it in a couple years and be like, I don't want this anymore, you know? So that'll always be a thing. And then like I was saying earlier, just comparison and the pressure to have things figured out. It's okay. And then even the people who look like they got their lives together really don't. So you so stressed out about, you know, having your life figured out so you could look like the next person, and they don't even know what they eating for dinner. Along with things that I'm no longer like doing or participating in, there's a lot of things in this season of my life that I'm saying yes to. So those things include creative risks. I feel like this is a creative risk. You know, it's different. This episode is about to be long because I can't multitask. Well, I really can, but I guess not when I'm cooking. And so, I don't know, it's different. It's outside the box if you ask me. So like, that's a creative risk. I don't know how people are going to take to it, if they're going to like it, if they're going to watch it. I don't know if anybody's watching right now. I'm talking, I'm interacting, I'm recording. There might not be one single person that makes it to this part of the episode. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying yes to just taking creative risks and networking. I've really been learning to just like share. Like I said earlier, I was saying how I'm hesitant to share with people my passions and what I'm doing because I feel doubted. But then at the same time, you can't really do that because there's going to be somebody out there who cares to listen and wants to be a part of your journey and wants to help you learn and grow. So another thing I'm saying yes to in this season is just generally networking and interacting with people who are like-minded and those who aren't, you know. Then I'm also saying yes to rest. Like, I be on the go so much. It's okay. Like I said, I would love to drop bi-weekly or every week with Girl What You Doing, but I can't do that because I know that I have to sit down somewhere and recuperate, you know. So I'm saying yes to rest because you just have to give yourself some time sometimes, and there's no way you can continue to go after what you want to go after if you're exhausted. So you have to, you know, give yourself grace at all times. And then the last thing that I'm saying yes to in this season of my life is just learning. Like, I'm so open to expanding and learning new things and listening to people who can actually, you know, people are always going to have something to offer you. You might think you know everything. You might think you have it figured out. Whoop-de-doo, go you. But people can always offer you something new, whether it's perspective, skill, like there's always something. So I'm really just open to learning from others. I remember I was listening to a guest speaker one time, and I've talked about this before. I think it was like my second episode of Girl What You Doing, but I was saying how I listened to a guest speaker, and they said something along the lines of, in every single encounter that you have with a person, you're either learning or you're teaching. So not only do people always have something to teach you, but there's always something people can gain from you as well. You need to remember that about yourself. All right, so I know we did a little bit of a fast forward, but it started getting real. So here is my final meal. I don't even know what to call it, but it's Italian herb pasta, salmon, a butter sauce and the cream sauce, a little bit of bread on the side. So, you know, I'm just gonna close it out and talk about what's on the menu for Girl What You Doing, and just Jada Cheyenne next. So something that I'm working on taking Girl What You Doing with me everywhere that I go. So like, even when I travel, and that doesn't mean that my trips won't be for leisure or anything, but just remembering to network and connect, and just, you know, put Girl What You Doing out there everywhere I go. So that's something I'm working on. Something I'm excited about is just continuing to have new guests. I literally love having new guests on the platform, whether it's people I know well or people that I don't, and just like being able to interact with them and learn new things, because like I said, I literally learn so much every time I talk to people. So it's just so cool to learn from people that I already know, and like I didn't know, I wasn't aware of the perspectives they had to offer, or if I'm just like, you know, learning from new people altogether. So yes, I'm super excited about that. One thing that I'm struggling with, you know, I feel like as a woman, I can be a different person every day. Today I might wake up and be like, oh my gosh, girl, what you doing? I'm so excited, I got all these ideas. And tomorrow I could be like, I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, I think that's something I'm struggling with, and that's natural. It'll always be a thing, but it's just about how you manage it. And one thing I'm manifesting, being the best, you know. I just want to be the best at what I do, because if I'm not the best, then why am I doing it? That's just how I see it. So yeah, that is that. If you made it this far in this episode of Girl What You Cooking, thank you so much for watching. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was back, it was forth. It was a lot, okay? But we did it, and we're here, and we have this wonderful, beautiful meal that I'm about to enjoy. So thank you so much for tuning in to Girl What You Cooking. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all in the next video.